Hello, Professor and everyone. My name is Harry, and this is my CIS 3367 final project. For this project, I created this fake company called HK's Wholesale. Background of the company is that it sells grocery products to delis and bodegas in the tri-state area, including Pennsylvania. So I got the sales data from our sales team, which is sent to us monthly. And the raw data looks like this, but I prettified the data to look like this. And using this, I created two pivot charts and pivot table. The first one is a sales amount by state, and the second one is sales by product. And using these two, I am creating a third quarter income statement. For this, for October, as you can see, it's pretty blank here. We're going to use VLOOKUP function to pull the data. It's New York, comma, we're going to go to sales amount by state. This is what we're looking from. And column number 2, comma, close paren, and that should give us the data. And the next one, VLOOKUP, comma, Connecticut, comma, go to sales amount by state, select the table again, comma, 2, comma, close paren, enter. And now we're gonna, for the rest, we're gonna use the fill handle. That gives us our total sales for all the 3 months. For expenses, we have two expenses, variable cost and fixed cost. In variable cost, we have 2, product costs and credit card charge. The product cost is the sum of all these numbers right here. And then use, again, the fill handle to complete this table. And credit card charge is 2% of the sales, so we're going to go to the sales data up here, times 0.02, and that should give us our total credit card charge. Use the fill handle. Now we can calculate our total variable cost, which is the total product cost plus the credit card charge. That's the variable cost. Use the fill handle to pull everything. And contribution margin is the sales minus total variable cost. That's our contribution margin. Use the fill handle to pull everything. For fixed costs, we have salaries, warehouse rent, shipping fees, and insurance. Since they're all set, it's been pretty set. We don't have to change anything. Automatically, we get our total expense, which is the total fixed cost plus total variable cost. And now we can calculate our gross profit. The gross profit is sales minus our total expenses. And that should give us our total profit. The tax is 13%. So using the fill handle, everything should populate. You can see in October we have a net loss of $787. And I created spark lines to visualize the data and also the chart. We'll move on to Solver. For Solver, our company wants to sell the seasonal products based on the data that we have from last year and deciding what and how much to order and sell. Our target profit for the year is $15,000, but based on last year's sales, we're not going to make that target. And also because of increased competition, we decided to give 10% discount on the holiday items. And we want to know how many to sell to make our targeted profit of $15,000. And we're going to use the solver to see how many to sell. So click on the data tab, go to solver. Our set objective here is the total sale, which is J16, and we have our total value that we want, which is 15,000, where the changing variable cells are. We're going to clear that out. Changing variable cells are these guys right here, C4 to C12. And we're going to set some constraints. Constraints are very important, so I don't want to forget, so I wrote them down here. Constraint number 1 is that the C4 to C12, those have to be integers. And constraint number 2 is the quantity to sell must be greater than or equal to 1. And now that we have the constraints set up, we're going to click solve. And that should give us our quantity to sell in 2019 to make our targeted profit of 15,000. And I also created this scroll bars just to see how many we have to sell to see how much we're going to make the profit from selling each item. So you can see it here. If you click that, it's going to move to different amounts. The last but not least is our Visual Basic. Through this project, I learned that Visual Basic is a great tool for automating some of the tedious and repetitive work. And that's exactly what I'm going to do. So the sales data sent from the sales team is raw, and you have to keep. It took me about a good 15 minutes to half hour to change the data to look like these. And now we're going to use Visual Basics to recreate that. So we're going to go to our November sales data. I already have the codes, Visual Basic codes set up here. So we're going to copy everything and then hide it again. Go to November sales, go to developer, Visual Basic. We're going to insert, go to this November sales data, this workbook. We're going to insert module, paste. And as we go along, I'm going to explain which codes are doing what. There are other ways to run the VBA, but I like to do it this way. If there's any issue, we'll be able to fix it right there, and you'll see why. So the first one is to adjust the columns. We're going to click this. It adjusts the columns automatically. The second one is indentation. The third one is deleting unnecessary columns. The fourth one is inserting a table. Voila. And the next one is adding sheets. Adding the sheet right here. The next one is creating a pivot. We're gonna move this for a bit. Move this back up here so we can see. And then the next one is adding fields. Added the fields, change the color background to green, change the title of the chart, and then change the sheet name to sales by state. It changed. Now we're gonna add sheet number 2. Add sheet number 2. From that, we're gonna create pivot. Oh, we have a problem. So the problem was that we have it as sheet 1 right here. It is supposed to be sales by state as we change the name. That should work. Click, there you go. It's working now. Go back to Visual Basic. And then we're gonna add fields. Add a chart title. Chart background, sheet name, change the sheet name to sales by product right here, and add sheet number 3 for our income statement. Let's go back to sales by product, go back to Visual Basic. This is the pivot table number 1. Go back to sales by state, Visual Basic, and click run. That should change the color of the table. And the next one is sales by product. That would also change the color of the table. And I also use Visual Basic to click circles here. So if we click the return button, it's going to go back to the title page, and I use 3 click boxes right here. We have sales by state, sales by product, and third quarter income statement. If I click on sales by state, it's going to take me to sales by state page, and click return back, it's going to take me back to the title page. Again, sales by product, click on return, it's going to take me back, and third quarter income statement, it's going to take me to the third quarter income statement. And if I click return, it's going to go back to our title page. And that is this is my project. Thank you very much for your time.